you doing? This is your Chic Mortgage Millennial coming to you with a video about some mortgage things. So I want to thank you all so much. I mean, I really need to get better with all of this YouTube stuff. As you all know, I'm not a YouTuber. So I did follow some of your advice. Last video, you all told me some external microphones that I should get. And it's funny, I do have a camera, but I've been using my iPhone, right? I mean, it's pretty clear, you know, that's what we pay for, right? For all of these iPhones. And eventually you all will see my videos improve over time. But right now, you know, we're just gonna do what we do and discuss mortgage things. So my goal is to educate you all about things in the mortgage industry. And, you know, I've been getting a lot of good feedback. That must mean, you know, I'm bringing something to the market that, you know, you all want to see. I'm always thinking about, you know, different conversations that I have with people. I talk to several people each day, and whatever topic I guess is the most popular, I want to come to you all to shed some light on just different things in the mortgage industry that you all may not be aware of or you may have questions about. I'm so busy multitasking, doing loans, doing mortgages, doing pre-approvals, and managing, you know, this entire mortgage process each day with different clients. Plus, some of you all don't know, I'm a mom. Sometimes I just have to pull out my camera or phone when I can, and I'm like, you know what, let me get a quick video in, that way I can bring something to you all. But I did get a microphone, not using it today because I was trying to set it up and it just wasn't working. Coming soon. One day y'all are gonna watch a video and y'all are gonna be like, oh my gosh, she upgraded, you better go, girl. But until then, we're gonna get these expensive iPhone upgrades that we get, but this is the 11 Pro, so y'all gonna get that, okay? All right, so today we are going to discuss buying a house in the wintertime, because seems like, you know, a lot of people call and they are kind of postponing or thinking that they should postpone their home buying until next year. Of course, it's the holiday time. I have, you know, several closings around the holidays. People are still buying houses in the holidays. And I just kind of wanted to let you all know how things are going. Should you buy in the winter? Should you wait until the spring? Let's talk about it. Now, when you're buying a house, of course, if you try to buy a house in 2020, probably everyone and their mother has tried, because it's just been so busy. You've been hearing about historically low interest rates. You've been hearing about, you know, how house values are going up. We've been talking about equity. Like, there's just so much conversation around buying a house. So many people are trying to gain or start careers in the mortgage industry or in real estate because, I mean, the market is booming. And it's kind of crazy because we are in a pandemic, and while, you know, there are some people who are losing their jobs, a lot of people are still becoming homeowners and deciding to stop renting. Because imagine if you're renting a house and you know that you could be paying a lot less money in your own home, people are going to start making those type of decisions because we're in a pandemic. Where do you want your money to go? Everyone needs a place to live, right? You might not need to increase credit card debt, or you might not need to get that new car that you wanted, but you're going to start thinking about your housing, your finances. Okay, what can I do to save money? And that is why the housing industry, mortgage industry, real estate industry has just been so busy. Because when you're sitting down and you're like, you know what? I'm paying this landlord all of this money. I'm not building any equity. And let me call a loan officer. Let me start Googling, what do I need to do to buy a house? Because this doesn't make any sense. It is a good position to be in to help people. That's why I love what I do. But back to the topic at hand. So you've been reviewing your finances. It's a pandemic. You're trying to save money. You know that, okay, my rent is this amount, but I know that if I purchase a house, I would not only be building equity, but my payment could possibly be lower. And so if you're at that stage, you might be wondering, should I buy a house now? Should I start at the top of the year? What should I do? What should I do? Some people are like, oh, I want to buy a house next spring. You know, I heard that things die down there during the summer. Well, not necessarily in 2020. Now, here are some of the benefits of purchasing a house in the wintertime, traditionally, and then I'll discuss, 2020, because we all know that's different. Historically, when you're buying a house in the wintertime, there's less competition. As you all know, so many people are putting offers on homes. It's very competitive. It's been competitive all year, and we're in December. It's crazy. We're in December. Side note, I saw a post and it said January, February, quarantine, December. Like, that is how the year has been. So we're already in wintertime and I haven't seen things slow down. But traditionally, there's less competition in the wintertime. So usually people want to move in the summer or start looking in the spring because their kids are in school. They don't want to interrupt, their kids being in school, changing school systems. So that's typically the mindset of people who want to wait until the summertime and spring. However, in the wintertime, there's less competition historically. So if you're looking for a house in the summer, you might notice that, there are multiple offers. Houses are on the market like 2 seconds. You blink, the house is already under contract. So it's been kind of difficult to get your offer accepted. You've been having to put in multiple offers, but there are some people who back out of the race, the bidding war, in the winter. For people who don't want to move around the holidays, they have holiday plans, they have travel plans, and just all these different things in place. They're kind of gonna put their home buying on hold, which means if there's less competition, then that's a better chance of you being able to get these houses that are still on the market. Another reason you should purchase a house in the wintertime is going to be because if there's a house on the market, then that means that the seller is motivated to move. They are motivated to sell their house. Typically, people don't want to move during the wintertime. They have the Christmas tree up, Christmas decorations, but if they've committed to selling this house and their house is on the market in the wintertime, then you know that they mean business. So when it comes to negotiating closing costs, things like that, you might, now this is 2020, you might have a little bit more negotiation power because the seller's mindset is, look, I'm trying to get out this house, guys. Like, I didn't take it off the market, let's go, we're all in. So you can just think about the mindset of someone who is a seller and is still selling their house in the wintertime. Typically, it's because they really want to or need to sell their home. Another reason you should buy a house in the wintertime is because you might be able to save money on moving, right? So think about off seasons when it comes to different industries. Let's say for movers or, different sales, Black Friday sales, holiday sales, all these sales during the wintertime that you might not get during the summer. When movers are like, hey, we're booked all summer long, all spring, everyone's moving, I'm sorry. You might be able to get a little bit more negotiation power even with your moving rates during the winter time. So that is something to keep in mind if you're wanting to save a little bit of money. The winter time is a good time to buy because calendars, for others, even though they might block off, of course, the holidays, they might be a little bit more available to assist you in the wintertime. And that might be the same also with appraisals, loan officers, realtors. They might have a little bit more time and flexibility to give you that extra love, care, attentiveness that you need versus when everyone floods the market in the spring and the summer. It's very busy. That's something to think about, take into consideration. What are we on? Number 4? All right, number 4. The fourth reason is going to be you might be able to close a little bit faster without as many hiccups, right? During the winter time. You'll probably get a smoother transaction because we know that in the summertime and in the spring, everyone is trying to buy a house. Lenders are flooded. Your real estate agents, look, they're showing houses every second because that is a time where people are like trying to schedule, and you might be able to get that one-on-one time more in the winter than you would be able to during the summer. Now, I'm not a realtor, I'm a loan officer, but I can only imagine the number of showings that realtors do during the summer and the spring. They're tired, okay? So whenever you call your realtor and you're like, hey, I wanted to know if you could show me this house in about an hour. In the wintertime, they might be like, you know what? My calendar is free today. I can show you that house. Whereas in the summertime, they have a list of clients that they're working with. They might have to place a limit on the number of houses that they can show you because they are just busy. They are swamped. So that might be another reason that you want to look at houses in the wintertime. You can actually take your time, take a look at the house, take a look at the property, have one-on-one time with your realtor, and the market is not flooded. Things have not died down a lot during this pandemic. I don't want you to think that, oh, my realtor has all of the time in the world, or my loan officer, they shouldn't be busy. Everyone's busy, but it's just traditionally it's going to be less. It's going to be a lot less. But traditionally it's going to be just a lot less competition overall in the wintertime. The houses that are on the market in the wintertime, 2020, I've still been seeing houses only being on the market for 48 hours, or sometimes people are, even if you have a relationship with someone who's about to put the house on the market, they'll reach out and say, hey, about to put this house on the market, because things are still competitive. If you're looking to buy, you want to start now, because things have not slowed down all the way at all with 2020. Rates are historically low and people are still buying houses. So don't think because, oh, it's wintertime, I'll just get started, in the spring. I can't imagine how it will be next year. I have no clue. I have no projections because 2020 has just been busy. It's been busy all year. And, for people who are kind of late to the party, or people who are just now realizing, hey, rates are low. Like, some people have been taking advantage of this all year since the pandemic started. Like May, April, things just started booming because those rates dropped and people didn't know how long rates were going to really be low, and they've stayed low. It's December and rates are still low. So you would want to take advantage while it's here. We don't know how next year is going to be. Have no idea. We don't know what's going to be put in place to try to manage these different changes in the market, what regulations might come about, we just don't know. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of what you can now. And if you're interested in buying a house, don't delay. Start looking now, get your pre-approval. And I always say, bare minimum, you want to do it way in advance, but bare minimum, if you want to move, you should be pre-approved 60 days prior to your moving date. And you're already late because you don't know how long it's going to take for you to find a house or for you to get your offer accepted. Let's say if you start the pre-approval process with a loan officer like myself, and there may be some things that you need to fix, you need that time to fix it. Sometimes people come to me and they're like, yeah, I need to move next month. My lease is up next month and I don't want to rent anymore. And it's like, you're late to the party, but we'll still help you. But you just want to set realistic expectations. So if you know that you want to move in March, you need to be trying to get pre-approved now and seeing where you stand in order to buy a house. How is your credit? Is your credit ready to get a house? Do you have money saved to get a house, or do you need to put in some work? And if you do, you're not waiting till the last minute to where, oh my goodness, I'm about to get my lease is about to expire, I need to move, I haven't had an offer get accepted, and I'm just stressing. So yes, you should buy a house in the winter time, but there's no perfect time to buy a house. The perfect time is when you're ready. People are always buying houses. Things have not slowed down this winter. People are still becoming homeowners. You just want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the moment, right? So rates are still historically low. There's so many programs out there available to help you become a homeowner. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me on Instagram. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And I'll be back to discuss some additional mortgage information soon. If you have topics that you want to discuss or you want me to discuss, feel free to let me know in the comments. That way, I just have some ideas as to what you all want to talk about. All right, this is your Chic Mortgage Millennial signing off.